Hi people, been a while since I've seen you. Welcome to Crafting with Karen one more time. Today we're going to be doing paper roses. You probably have seen them about, and what we're going to do is we're going to make one that looks like this. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Okay, first of all, of course, we need to get our supplies together. So the supplies that you need is a glue stick, scissors, a pencil, something to draw with, and a circle to use to draw. But of course you need the paper. Now in the ones that I'm doing today, I did use a book that is no longer in use in the library due to damage to it, so I just decided to repurpose it that way. You can use other things. This is a circle that I drew to use. This is also from chocolate chips. I love chocolate chips, by the way. Carton that I had, or a red Solo cup, as long as it's something circle. One thing you need to remember in making these is that the larger the circle, the larger the flower. So keep that in mind as you are crafting your beautiful roses. So the first thing you must do is you need 7 pieces of paper. Now you can use different types of paper. I happen to use a book. You could use newspaper. You could use scrapbook paper, anything that you wanted to do. You can also take watercolor and kind of paint on them real lightly if you want to do that as well. So what I have done is I have 7 circles. Now you can possibly cut them all at one time. If not, then you need to do them individually, depending on how thick your paper is. Determines whether you can do that or not. The first thing you have to do is to see how to fold it. In order to fold it, you take one circle. Okay. You fold it in half. Fold it in half one more time. And then once more. So you have something that looks like this. Now, in order to make the roses, you have to use a little bit of cutting. So you take your scissors. You're going to snip off just a teeny piece off the corner, the point. You'll see why I do that in just a moment. Well, if I can get my scissors to work. So you have that cut off. Well, you know, roses, they have rounded edges, so we've got to make sure we have rounded edges. So you take your scissors and you cut them on both sides. So now it is a rounded edge. Once you open this up, you have petals. Of course, that doesn't look like a rose, does it? So we've got to do something to make it look like a rose. So if you give me just a moment, I'm going to move my papers over and I'm going to show you how to cut these so that you will wind up with your beautiful rose. Welcome back. I now have everything out in front of me, but I want to show you how I created these cuttings. Remember I showed you the circle. Well, the way you create these flowers is that you have to cut certain things out. The first flower that you have in front of you, what you do is you take your scissors and you cut half of the petal, just half. That's it. First one is a half. So I'm going to do this and cut half. So now this is what I have. You go to the second petal and you cut a whole petal off. The third one is 1 1/2. The fourth one, you're going to cut 2 off. Keep them in order. Keep them in order because there is a method to my madness, I promise. Then this one is 2 1/2. Then you have, it's supposed to be 3, but I have 2. But anyway, it's supposed to be 3 petals, but we can handle that. And then you cut it in half completely. Always got to have something that goes wrong that you have to go back and you get fixed. But that's not a problem. I have extra petals that I can do that with, so we're good to go. Okay, so once you have everything together, you take the first petal that you only took half, get your handy dandy little glue, you are going to take your glue stick, glue there, take this side and put there, and look what you have done. You have started creating your rose. You lay it off to the side, leave this here, go to your next one, do the very same thing, and you're going to glue it together so that you have this, and you keep them in order. And so you go through all of them, all of these, all the way through until you get to the very last one, and I'm going to show you what this last one's going to look like. So it's going to be a little bit tighter because it was much smaller. So we have this. Okay, once you have gone through and done all of these, then you're going to go back and start doing the very same thing with what you had cut out. You're going to glue it together because that's going to be the little bud in the very middle. You're going to do them together. And this one's a little bit difficult to do, so you may have to play with this some to make sure you get it the way it's supposed to be, because it's a little bit harder to do. Once you have done this, and you can actually do this next step a little bit sooner if you would like, you're going to make sure that your flowers, the petals, are rounded. Take your pencil, and all you do is just kind of roll it like this, because you know roses have the petals that kind of flow out. So you want to make sure that you do it that way. Okay, so now we have this one and this one. I'm going to show you how to put them together. This is the largest one. We have it here. Take our hot glue gun, and on the back of it, put just enough on there that you can actually take it and place it in, and you have the beginning of your rose. You go in the order that you cut the petals, even though I made the mistake on that one. Don't forget I made the mistake on that one, so you don't want to do what I did. It's not that big a deal. You could always, go back and change or whatever. But as you go through, this is what you're going to wind up with. This is one of the larger ones. I have one that is bigger. This is the one, this size is the same size as this. This is a larger pattern that I used. This was one of the first ones that I did. But you can see the beautiful flower that it becomes. This was actually done with a solo cup. I used this as my pattern, and so it's a little smaller. So you can go through and you can create. Now, the question is, okay, Karen, I've got these things done, but now what do I do with them? Well, there's several different things that you can do. You can actually take pipe cleaners, or Chanel sticks as some people call them. Because remember, you've got this little hole right here. You can put them in there and you can make a flower arrangement. And guys, y'all know how much I love a wreath. You can actually take these and make a wreath with them as well. Then there are other things that you can do. If you have any questions, you can always contact me. My email address is karen.garris@waynegov.com. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. If there's any questions that you have as to how I did this, contact me. I do have written instructions. I'll be more than happy to share them with you. And until next time, have a good day.